Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Mary.
I'm Linda, and welcome to Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen, and we're cooking at my house today. The sun's shining, hallelujah.
Yeah.
So glad. Yesterday was a really yucky day, wasn't it?
It was, and we was out in it. I was all day long, and it just
and we want to give a shout out to Carmen from the Willow Tree. She also she's multi-talented. She does all kinds of things. She also works at where the venue that is it okay to mention that? I guess you don't care, do you? So we had our pictures taken at Twin Oaks. I don't know if it's a plantation. If it used to be a plantation, I know it used to be a bed and breakfast and a wedding venue. It is a gorgeous place. I mean, they were so gracious. Carmen was so good. Moving furniture. And Jen, our photographer, she was amazing.
Yes.
So we really appreciate that. And we will probably give her another shout out. If you need a gift or something that's unusual, Carmen does beautiful wrapping, and that she's at the Willow Tree in Jefferson, and they do mail too. So I wanted to say that, and thanks again, Carmen, for taking that time out of your day to meet us and stay there and get everything situated back to normal after we left. So, and thanks to Jen and to the girls and to Mary. It was a lot of fun. I was a little bit apprehensive because I'm not a big picture taker, but she did really good, didn't she?
She did good. Yes, she did. She's a good photographer.
We're excited to get to see them, and it's gonna be a little while before we get to see them. But anyway, so thank y'all for joining us. If for those of you who are new to us, Mary and I are sisters. We are not twins. We dress alike because our mama dressed us alike when we were kids.
We were reliving our childhood.
And we're old, so we can get away with stuff because we're old, right?
Yeah.
Remember we were in Oklahoma that time, Mary, we were going to Oklahoma, and I told you, I said, people they ain't going to care, because they're going to say, they're old, leave them alone. They ain't got that long to live anyway. we hope we're going to be around for a while, but still. You have to laugh. Life has enough stress and enough problems, so we try to find laughter and happiness everywhere we can. And we're going to get started in a minute, but I want to give a special hello and welcome to a couple of my friends. And Irene is not from California. I don't think she is. She lives in Texas, but she's out there visiting Kathy LePage, my friend. They both worked on the same project that I worked on and traveled with for several years. So hi to Kathy and hi to Irene. We're so glad y'all are joining us. And hope that y'all enjoy our little crazy program today. So we're actually just making Giblet Gravy, but we might do something else too before we get through. We might sing y'all a song or something. So, this is not going to take long. I've got some hot water in my bowl here, in my insulated bowl, and I'm going to put the gravy in that. Now, for those of you, please don't turn your nose up at this. If you do, I don't guess it matters because we can't see y'all. But I have cooked some chicken liver. Now, when you cook a turkey, you have a pack of giblets in it, and in that pack of giblets, it has a neck, it has a gizzard, and it has some liver, some turkey liver. Well, I didn't want to buy a whole turkey, and you can't just buy a package of giblets. So I just bought a package of liver and a boiled egg, and both of this is optional, but Mama put giblets in her giblet gravy.
She did. Yes, she
and did she put an egg in it too? I don't remember. I thought she did.
Mama put an egg in her.
So I'm not using all of this. I did cook it all. I'm actually going to use a little bit of it in a pot of dumplings. You know the kit over in Jefferson, they put liver in their dumplings.
Yes, I didn't know that.
They sure do, and it's really delicious. So, Mary, if you'll just kind of finely chop that egg, I'm going to chop a couple of pieces of the liver. I don't want a whole lot in it, but I do want a little bit in it, and I'll make sure I don't get any of these pieces of gristle or whatever it is in there.
Well,
You know, fried chicken livers and fried chicken gizzards are real popular in the South.
they are. Bobby liked gizzards. He didn't
There's-
like liver as much as gizzards, but I used to buy just packages of giblets. Gizzards is what it is.
I was starting to say, Daddy. Mike loves gizzards too. When we first got married, he wanted me to cook gizzards. I just didn't like fried gizzards.
Yeah.
Liver is different. I do like fried liver, but I don't like fried gizzards.
Well, pork liver and beef liver, I've made that. Pinky Ma done that. Can you
Yes.
remember? Can you remember if? Did you want to cook fine?
Yeah, kind of fine.
Um,
I want you to be able to see it, but
yeah.
I want it to cook. Hand me that bit scraper there, Mary, if you will. I think I can make a little.
Pinky Ma used to make the best liver and onions.
Mama loved her liver and onions.
And you say you don't remember whether it's pork or beef?
I
can't remember.
I don't remember, Mary.
I can't remember.
I
I can remember this, that there is a difference. And she told me, but I cannot remember. She told me which one was the best. And I remember for a long time because back in in her latter days, not long before she passed away, I was at her house. It was after Linda was born. And she made liver and onions. And she told me which one was the best. I went home and I tried to make it, and I come close, but I still didn't exactly get it the way she did, because liver's tough if you don't cook it right.
It is. It has to be cooked really good.
Hers was always tender, and one of these days I think I'm gonna make that, get some liver. Like I said, I don't know which one's the best, but there's one better than the other. That's what she told me. One of them was better than the other.
We'll just use this to put that over there. Don't you just wish that you could just pick up the phone and call somebody and ask them?
Yes, I do.
Like the other day when we were trying to remember why Pinky Ma was hard hearing. I couldn't remember. You couldn't remember, and Charles couldn't remember. And she wasn't born deaf. I do know that.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know, but I think she did tell us, Linda.
I think
it's
did,
some kind of
remember.
sickness that she had one time.
And it made her lose her hearing.
But I'm not positive. And if any of our cousins out there that knows, maybe y'all can let us know, because we would like to know for sure.
We're the oldest, and
we're the oldest,
I can't
and
imagine.
we're the ones that was there all the time with them.
I can't imagine somebody knowing something we don't.
Well, you know what? After we left and went to Mississippi, some of the younger kids was around Pinky Ma and Pinky Pa more than us. Because we was gone in their lives in Mississippi in their later years.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
they might know some things. But as far as back when we were children, we were the ones that was at
Okay,
the house
so Mary,
most of the
I'm
time.
going to let you move over to that. I've got the burner on here.
Okay.
So I'm going to heat the skillet.
You've got broth on here.
I have got almost 2 cans of broth in there.
Okay.
And for our members, this recipe is on the member page. I am making more than the recipe, and I know that's probably confusing, but
you're making giblet gravy. I don't know if we told them that or not.
we did.
You did?
Yeah.
Sorry, my mind must have been somewhere else. Giblet gravy.
I couldn't find my little small bowl, and I wanted it to be at least enough in there to put in the bowl. So
Right.
I'm going to be making more, but the measurements are
So
off.
you've been cooking this broth for a while.
I've just got it simmering.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
just got it simmering, and
So I'm going to add just a can of the chicken broth, and hers is 33% less sodium, and you just wipe the top lid off because of dust that gets on it in the pantry.
yeah, we've always done that, Mary.
Yeah.
You don't
Of
know.
course. It seemed like that'd be common sense, you know?
Well, it does, but some people don't think about things like that. And I've also got some water back there on the back burner.
Okay.
I like my liquid to be hot
Yeah.
when I add it to my
Yeah.
gravy. I'm going to get this, the skillet's getting hot here.
Also, which I didn't do at first, but if you're going to use a whole can, it doesn't matter. But after you empty some, if you'll stir it around to make sure that you got all of it in there.
And then As soon as this gets hot, I'm going to add some oil.
This is cream of chicken, and this is the healthy kind. Do you, I guess it'll get hot enough.
Yeah, you can turn it up. I just don't want it to overflow when it starts boiling with that cream in there. It'll boil over real quick. You know that.
Oh yeah.
So, Mama always put her salt in her oil, and that come from Grandma Hooper. And I've heard Cinda, our second cousin, Mama's cousin. I believe she was the youngest cousin, wasn't she?
Cindy, yes.
Yes. Cinda. I always say Cindy, but I think her name is actually Cinda.
Yeah, it is.
She forgives us because we all call her Cindy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I believe she told us that, and she grew up there close to Grandma Hooper's.
Yeah, she did.
And I believe she said that there's a whisk there, Mary, if you need it.
I was just cleaning my spatula.
That it gives it like a nutty flavor when you brown the salt in the oil.
Is that right?
Yeah.
See, I know they did that. Pink Mall did that too. I really never have done that.
I've always done it.
And I know you have.
And your oil and flour needs to be equal parts.
Yeah.
And on the recipe, I've got 3 tablespoons, but I'm going to do more on this because I want a big skillet of gravy. So I'm probably going to double this.
I'm whisking that cream of chicken soup in with the chicken broth until it'll come to a boil.
That's 5 tablespoons. That might be enough. Okay, let me get this oil hot here, and I'm going to put some salt in it. And y'all have heard us say this many, many times, it's the hardest thing in the world for me and Mary to measure something because we're just used to just putting it in there.
It is.
But Mike is real particular about salt, and y'all can see that, he eats real healthy, and I don't. Or at least I eat more salt than he does. So I started measuring salt when I would put it in something.
Yeah.
That way I made sure I didn't get too much. So I've just been doing that probably for the last year and a half or
right?
so. Yeah.
See, and you putting a teaspoon of salt in there.
Yeah, what do you put? None?
Not that much. But I mean, hey, you put whatever you want
I'm
in
putting,
it.
See, a low sodium.
Yeah, I know, and I don't use low sodium.
Broth.
You do according to yours.
And we're going to have a lot of liquid in it. We're going to have a lot of flour in it.
It's fine.
So I'm going to put this in there. And I'm going to let that get hot. And then I'll add my pepper.
But see, I don't eat I eat very little salt.
Yeah.
Now, I don't eat the healthy cream of chicken soup and the broth, but
I know. I say, buy the healthy stuff so I can add more salt to it. That's my MO. And we won't add that boiled egg and liver until it's right at the end because you don't want to cook it all to pieces, right?
Right, that's right.
Is that what she was going to say?
No, I wasn't going to say anything, but that is true. That's what I do. This is your day.
So we've been talking about Christmas. I made a list of all the kids' names, and we have got, did I say 20?
I think you said 20. I hadn't
kids.
counted them.
Now 4 of them are teenagers. Is that right, or is it 22? I just wrote their names down.
I hadn't counted them. I'm leaving my shopping helper, Linda. Little Linda's going to help me. She says she's going to do a spreadsheet of everybody's name, and then we're going shopping. She's going to go with me.
Mike went with me last year to buy all the kids' stuff.
Did he?
And I told him we went to Target, and Target is a little more expensive than Walmart, but they have different toys too.
Right, that's true.
Than Walmart. And he was putting all these things in the buggy. It was like $20 and $25 a piece, and I vetoed everything. But then he finally got the hang of it, and he is a big help shopping like Linda is.
Yeah.
He's no nonsense. He just looks at something and picks it out. Me, I've got to examine it and
that's
everything about it.
Think the whole thing through.
Anyway, we did one shopping trip for all the kids, all the little kids.
Yeah.
So the big kids, which we have 4 teenagers, Linda's 2 boys, and then Shelley's 2 girls, right?
Right. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So they're hard to buy for, but they're easy to please because Nathan and Braden usually always get a gift card.
Yeah.
And I hope they like it.
Yeah, they do.
At least they get to pick what they want.
Right.
And, okay, it's getting hot, so I'm going to add some pepper to it, too.
It's getting harder to buy for the smaller children because they're not little anymore.
No, they're not.
And you look on these things and it says 3+ or 6+ age-wise, These kids are 11, 12, 13 years old. So all they like is electronic stuff.
And I don't buy electronics for kids.
And it is
it's
too hard to buy electronics. It's just too hard.
Besides the fact that they got so much electronics.
Right.
So
right.
I try to buy something that, that's not, of course, I'm not going to buy no electronic for $5 or $10 because the stuff is a lot higher than that.
The least thing you get, I think, is $25, $30. But the men folks, my granddaughters' husbands, I usually buy them some nice leather gloves every year. And one year I said, I buy them gloves every year. I buy them a couple of other things too, but that's one of the things I buy them. And I don't think I'm gonna buy them gloves this year. I didn't buy them gloves that year. And then when they opened all the presents, and one of them Chase didn't get gloves, Shelley said, Memo, he knew you bought him gloves every year, and he was just waiting to Christmas to get his new gloves.
Oh, no.
So I think I'm going to go back to that tradition again. At least they know that, what they can expect.
My grease is hot. Y'all hear it sizzle. And I'm going to start out with, I'm going to need some more flour in there. I just love this whisk. Don't you, Mary?
I do. I really like that. I gave that away the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I got every one of the gifts for the last 2 drawings, last week and this week, Pamper Chef. I got them all packaged up, and I'm going back by the post office. And I was going to go by the post office this morning, but I didn't get there. I had to get there by 8 o'clock, and I didn't get there in time, so...
Okay, you're going to see that it's a pretty good consistency now. You don't want it too greasy, but you don't want it too thick either. And you got to cook this flour for a couple of minutes or so because you don't want a pasty taste in your gravy. And it's browning really fast. I usually turn that vent on up there, but I'll try not to because it makes a lot of noise. So we always have our Christmas the Saturday after Christmas. It's been that way for years.
Yes.
And
are you ready?
Mary, I think I am ready. Okay. Now we're going to do this. I'm going to turn this down. It's going to bubble up. Probably pour about half of it in there or a little bit more.
That's probably nice.
It's going to need. Ouch, that's hot. Go ahead and pour it. I think you can pour it all, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Because I got a lot of flour in there.
There's that chicken out of that cream of chicken soup.
I'm going to turn it down. And I've got some extra water back there in case we need to add some water.
I'm going to put this over here in the sink.
Now, if you have trouble with your gravy being smooth, I think one of the main things is having lumpy gravy is not having your liquid hot. Do you heat your liquid, Mary?
No.
Okay, well, you're a pro, but
it is good. Now, if I'm got plenty time, I do, but
see how smooth it is?
It is. It takes a little bit longer when you add coal in there, but as long as you're stirring it fast, it doesn't take it a few seconds to get hot and start. But it is. It's beautiful gravy, Linda.
Thank you. Now, Mike has even strained his before when he maybe wound up with some lumps or something, and he makes really good gravy. Mike is a good cook.
Yeah, he is.
I had a couple people mention something because I said something funny yesterday, but I respect Mike very much. When I want an honest opinion, like Linda with Braden, I ask Mike, and I might not like what he says, but he is most of the time he's right. He will tell me if it needs this, if it needs that, or not just about cooking, about anything. He's got practical sense.
Are you ready for this?
I'm going to taste of it first.
Okay.
And I think it's a good consistency.
It looks like it, Linda.
I'm going to see.
Okay.
If
it looks beautiful.
And that bowl's not going to be even close to being full, but
That's okay.
I guess I could put it in another bowl instead of that one.
All right.
Doesn't take long at all to make gravy.
No, it doesn't. It's one of the easiest things.
It's very rich.
Yeah.
Do you want a taste of it?
No, that's okay. I'll taste of it later.
Okay, yeah, you can put that in there. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to it, but it definitely does not need any salt. Now, if you were making for a lot of people, I probably would make it in a huge skillet. This is a 12-inch skillet here. It looks like Mama's, don't it, Mary?
Yes, it does. It looks like Mother's.
And I'm just going to, just because I like pepper, I'm just going to add just a little bit more pepper to it.
You absolutely need pepper in it.
I already put pepper in it one time.
Oh, had you?
Yeah. Now, what would be really good with this if we had some real good homemade hot rolls, and I did think about making some, but I didn't.
That's okay.
But
I like gravy over my dressing.
I do too. We love gravy over dressing. So I think instead of that bowl, because I think this bowl is just going to be too big, I think I'm going to get a small bowl down. I need to put this in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Because I'm planning on using that again.
It does look delicious, Linda.
Thank you.
Well, I could sop some biscuits up with that.
Yep, sure could. And y'all saw me do this yesterday. I'm going to heat this bowl.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you put something really hot in a bowl that's kind of cold, breaks and it's a mess.
Yeah.
So I heated my bowl yesterday before I poured that cranberry sauce in it.
It will also keep it
and it keeps it warmer.
Because when this hot gravy hits that, it will cool the gravy down if you want to keep it hot. So.
And if you'll put that over there, Mary, where we're going to be at. And I'm going to...
we need to tell them about the pecans, too.
Oh, yes, we do. And if you'll do that, I'm going to get one more bowl out of that refrigerator.
Okay.
Out of the cabinet up there. And I'm going to...
we got
put the cranberry sauce in it because we need to take a picture of that, too.
We got a package in the mail yesterday, and when Chuck went to mail cookbooks yesterday, he came back with the box. He checked our mailbox, and he brought that box in, and I said, "Oh, I hope it's pecans. I hope it's pecans." And I opened it, and that's what it was.
Oh my goodness!
Linda and Lori Brumfield sent us both the package of pecans.
That was so sweet.
Wasn't that
Lori?
Nice? It's 16 ounce.
Linda, can you hand me that other small bowl?
And they sure are pretty too. So thank you, Lori, for sending us pecans. I was excited. Of course, I told Chuck, I said, it's going to be pecans. And he said, how do you know it's pecans? I said, on the top of it, it had Mulligan's pecans on the return.
Oh.
He said, well, you cheated. You knew that was pecans. But I sure was happy to get them because I got a lot of baking to do. Linda and I both.
Yeah, we always use pecans.
And little Linda's going to make pecan pie bars for us for Thanksgiving.
That's going to be delicious.
Yes. So.
And I have nothing to sample this with other than bread, Mary. Do you
want
a piece of bread?
That's fine. That's fine. I just about a half a piece is all I need. Taste it.
To grab a saucer or something out of there.
Well, you want me to get a paper plate?
Either one will be
Yeah,
fine.
I'll just get a paper plate. Don't use dirtying the dish just for this.
Okay.
Well, do you want me to get you one too?
Yeah.
Or you want to just use the
yeah,
same one?
we can use the same one.
That's what I thought. Do you want a half a piece or a whole piece?
Half a piece. Just break a piece in half, and we can each sample a half.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now, if y'all didn't see me make cranberry sauce yesterday, this is my cranberry sauce. And of course, we're not, necessarily going to eat
that looks good, Linda.
Doesn't that look good?
Mm-hmm. Now I'll taste that cranberry sauce too.
Okay. Do you need water, Mary?
No, I don't. I got some.
Linda, you got water out? Okay, yeah, get us a fork. Let us taste of it.
You want a fork or a spoon?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I need something to dip the gravy with, Mary. I don't know. I had a ladle out and I put it back up. Now, if you like gravy and if your family likes gravy, then you're probably going to want a lot more than this. But you can use you can use a bigger skillet, or you can even make it in a boiler. You know, like that 5.25 quart boiler, you could make it in that.
I like your little bowls too.
Oh, thank you. Those are so old. Okay, so I guess we could have got separate plates, Mary, so we're not having to. Let me get another plate. I'm not that cheap.
I was just going to pour the gravy over my bread. I wasn't going to put it in the plate.
Thank you, Linda, for taking that. I knew yesterday I was going to forget to do it. Okay, Mary, you can go first.
Ooh, thank you, Jesus.
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to probably think it's too salty, Mary.
Why?
I don't know, because it's really rich.
I guess I needed more than I thought I did. There.
And you going to get some cranberry sauce?
I will in a minute. Thank you, Jesus.
It's hot.
That's good. It's rich, but it's good.
Do you think it's really salty?
I can taste
Too
the
salty
salt.
for you, probably.
Yeah, but it's not too salty, but it's saltier than what
Isn't that pretty?
I normally.
Now, this was 2 bags of the cranberry sauce, plus I've got a thing of gel for Mike. So it made a lot of cranberry sauce.
Mm-hmm. And just 2 bags?
2 12-ounce bags. And I didn't tell y'all yesterday, but if you'd rather sweeten your cranberries with simple syrup, you can do that. But you got to be careful about it because that's more liquid. That's why I showed the sugar yesterday, because I didn't want to confuse y'all. But if for some reason, because cranberries are very tart, and I did use a lot of sugar, but if it's not sweet enough for you, just mix you up some simple syrup, and you can stir that in, and it's not like, you know, you have to completely recook it. And simple syrup is equal parts of sugar and water brought to a boil and boil for 2 minutes. You don't want to cook it for more than 2 minutes.
Linda, this is your favorite cranberry sauce. Aunt Linda makes the best cranberry sauce. It's delicious.
You like it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very good.
That looks so different from the bought, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
You can always
Both
tell.
was very good, Linda.
Thank you. Mornings that I haven't eaten breakfast.
Well, I did this morning. But it's very good. Very, very good.
Thank you.
Makes me get anxious for Thanksgiving. That gravy and cranberry sauce. It's very, very good.
Now, I didn't put the broth that I cooked that chicken liver in it. I did taste of it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to put it in there, but it was pretty strong.
I wouldn't have used it.
And I knew you wouldn't. I said, I'm gonna ask Mary when she gets here, and then I said, nope, I don't have to ask her. I know my sister, she would say no. But you could use it for something else, but I would definitely dilute it because it is it's a very intense flavor. Okay, so you know what? What time is it? It's 10:30. Okay. Do y'all have time maybe to sing a couple of songs?
Yeah, we can sing a couple of songs.
Okay, let's move to the piano. I hope y'all don't see any dust on my piano. I cleaned it off the other day, but I didn't redust it this morning.
I got to get mine ready for Christmas. My piano.
Now, you know what this makes me want? And we have chili. Mike fixed some delicious chili yesterday. But this makes me want to make a pan of dressing.
I know. It would be good, wouldn't it?
It'd be awful tempting to not get in here and make a pan today.
I won't because of Thanksgiving so close, but.
Are we going to keep our aprons on? I guess we can, so they'll.
We can take them off. I can get out of the kitchen.
Music has always been a huge part of our family. We are not professional musicians by any chance, but we have played and sang for many, many, many different occasions. I couldn't even begin to count the funerals that we played at.
I know.
And we played at a lot of American Legion and
We
DAV.
played at the Baccalaureate services in Sharina.
Yes, at the Methodist Church.
Yeah.
In fact, try not to get my
Let's
stuff
go
on
this
my
way.
couch, Linda. I would throw a sheet on my couch.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, however you can do it. So, Mary, I'll let you tell them about that.
Oh, this is a song, One Day at a Time. I don't have the good voice like my sister and my girls.
You have a beautiful voice.
Being honest, I really don't. I can sing, carry a tune sometimes, but far as having a good vocal voice, I don't. But my husband played the guitar, and he loved for me to sing with him. And it was just us around the house. But every time we would go somewhere that they were singing, my husband always wanted me to sing this One Day at a Time. I'm going to try to get through this.
I'm sorry,
That's
Mary.
okay. But as y'all all know, my husband passed away. 15 years ago? Anyway, I don't even remember how many years. It says 208, whatever that is.
And were you through, Mary?
Yes.
We have a lot of viewers that watch us that have gone through a lot of different sickness, cancers, different bad illnesses, certainly COVID. Y'all have lost loved ones. Some of you have recently lost loved ones. Some of you are in a downhill battle with, and I'm not going to call any names, but y'all know who I am. Y'all know who you are. And I want to dedicate this to everybody, both songs, to everybody that maybe has a lot of sorrow and pain in your life at this time. And I can tell you, God will be with you every step of the way. You just need to take one day at a time.
That's right, just one day at a time. I live by this for quite a while. I'm only human. I'm just a woman. Lord, help me believe in all I can be, in all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb, and for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Lord, give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Now do you remember when you walked among men? Well, Jesus, you know, if you're looking below, it's worse now than then. Pushing and shoving, crowding my mind. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a a time.
One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Lord, give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Sorry, Mary. I know that brought back so many memories to you. That's all he asks us to do, is just take one day at a time. Sometimes it's just one step at a time. Mary, I'm going to sing another song here, and I thought Mary knew it, but it's an old song that we used to sing. I guess my trio.
Your trio. I never sang this next song.
But
so you
look at that book right there. What does that book say?
It says the Golden Chimes in 1959. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, 1959. And I'm going to tell y'all where these books come from. This is Stamps Baxter Music Company, and if all the old time people probably our age that listened to quartet music and Southern gospel music back in the 50s, when we were staying at Miss Miller's in Houston, when our daddy was sick in the VA hospital, they had her son knew this group, and he gave me these books. And I didn't even realize it until I took it out of the piano stool. This is where these come from. I can't remember his first name, but his name was Mr. Miller, and he's the one that gave them to us. And Stamps Baxter Music School was the music school to go to when back in our day. And Uncle Covey Langford, Mama's uncle, this is after I started playing the piano by ear. He offered to pay for me to go to the school. It was in Dallas. And Mom and Daddy said, absolutely no. One thing, ain't nobody paying for our kid to do something. And the other thing is they would have never let me go because it was in Dallas. But I wanted to go so bad.
It would have been good if you could have, though.
But no, they wouldn't let me.
I wish I had some of the books that he sang out of. He sang at the radio station every Sunday.
Uncle Covey was
the SFA.
Ain't
that the name of the SFA?
Yes, he was about probably
radio
6.
Station.
He was a really tall guy, and he was a very good singer. Okay, so this one is "Tears Will Never Stain the Streets of the City" and of that city. And the other day when I was talking about music, this is probably my favorite song of all time, and I'm not going to do it justice, but I sing it from the heart, and the words are just beautiful. It's a Dottie Ramo song.
I'm going to step aside and let you sing it because I don't know that song.
If I could count the tears that have fallen, it would seem like an ocean to me. If my heart was a window you could look through, oh, the pain and scars you would see. Tears will never stain the streets of that city. No wreaths of death on my mansion door. Teardrops aren't welcome beyond the gates streets of glory, 'cause the heart will never break anymore. I question the loss of a loved one. The grave seems so final and cold. Oh, but we're gonna meet again where death has no victory, in a land where we'll never grow old, and tears will never stain the streets of that city. No wreaths of death on my mansion door. Teardrops aren't welcome beyond the gates of glory, 'cause the heart will never break anymore. And it has a couple of more verses, but I didn't sing all of them. But
that was beautiful, Linda.
Thank you. That was one of my, or it is probably my favorite Dottie Rainbow song, and she has written so many. Do you want to do a peppy one? We haven't rehearsed another one, but a while away. Just so y'all, we're not sad all the time. We like music, and a lot of times music songs are sad. So, but they have a special meaning to it. Y'all sing with us if you want to. Some black morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away to a land on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a home where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'm telling you, when all our family gets together, we don't know when to stop, but we're going to stop right there because we don't want to wear y'all out. But my piano needs tune. I know that. So if anybody thinks that I don't, well, I do. And we're going to get it tuned again. Our second cousin tunes pianos.
When he comes around, if you hear about it, I know he's in the States right now.
But I don't know if he's got his piano tuning gear with him or not.
I don't either. He's a professional chef, and so he goes around to churches and
they have cooking places.
Yeah. And
some of our followers have actually been in them. Yes. I know Monica in Vider. I think he's been to their church, and probably a lot more that we don't know about. But
he's in Ohio. I think the last I heard he was in Ohio. But I don't know when he's coming back in this direction. But I'd like to get mine tuned too.
We need to talk to Randy and find out if he's got his piano tuning with him. Anyway, we hope that y'all have enjoyed us today. We always look forward to visiting with y'all. And we will be at Mary's house tomorrow, and Mary is going to be cooking something fabulous. And
I don't know how fabulous it's going to be. I have made this so many years, but I'm going to give it a try.
So you want to tell them what you're cooking?
I'm making a raisin pie. and not everybody likes that.
But we do. Edward loves them too. Mary.
Is that
Did you know
right?
it?
No, I haven't made one probably in 30 years, Linda. That's just not something that, it's not my favorite, so that's just something that I don't cook that often, but I'm going to make one tomorrow. So.
I told Mary this morning, or said something about Aunt Pearl. That was Mama's aunt, Molly's sister, one of her sisters. And I said, the last one I made Aunt Pearl's recipe. Mary said, well, I didn't know. I wasn't planning on making Aunt Pearl's recipe. But isn't it in our cookbook, or is it in another cookbook?
It's in one of our cookbooks, yeah.
Anyway, it was funny because I thought that's the only one I know about St. Pearl's. Anyway, we love y'all. We've enjoyed visiting with y'all. And always remember, the sun comes up in the morning, and for those of you who are not going through a good period in your life, this is we love the holidays, and it's a happy time for us. But this time of year, you know, we did go through a lot of sadness and heartache years and years ago, and we do know that there are people that the holiday season has not been kind to, and it's not a happy time of the year for them. We don't ever want to forget those people, and be cognizant of that, because everybody might not be ready to ho 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 and jingle bells. You know, they may be sitting at home by themselves thinking about a loved one that they've lost during the holidays. So please keep that in mind. And we love all of y'all, and we want y'all to share us, and we hope to see y'all tomorrow. And Mary, you want to sign off with?
Don't forget to count your blessings. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.